This is Joe. Joe is a farm dog, frightened of sheep, beaten for failing as a working dog, destined for a bullet. But before the farmer could take matters into his own hands, Joe was rescued. For thousands of abused, neglected, and abandoned dogs, there are no second chances. Every single day in New Zealand, dogs are put down. But world-renowned animal behaviourist Mark Vetti wants to prove these dogs are worth saving. Mark and his team of trainers are taking on the toughest cases and retraining them to find these lost causes a whole new purpose. This week, Mark is in Taranaki farming country, on his way to see a shepherd with a kind heart.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Cheyenne.
Hi, Cheyenne. Laura. Hi, Laura. And there's our little boy. Hey. He's a little bit scared, is he? Hey.
Laura and Cheyenne both work stock for a living.
Hey. And this is your dog?
That's Finn.
Their dogs are much-loved tools of the trade.
This boy's a heading dog, a full heading dog?
Full heading dog.
Yeah.
Pretty good breeding from what I've been told.
But Joe's good breeding has been undone by a bad start.
With the type of heifers that we've got, we need a dog that will stand up to them if necessary, and Joe just hasn't got that confidence. He just falls apart. And if you need to raise your voice to put a command out further, he just runs off.
Right.
He's had a bit of a hard time with previous owners.
Mark can see it immediately.
Here, Joe.
Even with the lure of food, Joe won't stick around.
Can I call him?
Joey! Joey, yo! Hey, boy!
Joe is so easily frightened,
So you can tell he's got a few issues.
he even flinches at the sound of the clicker,
Good boy.
let alone more threatening behaviour.
Definitely had a hard time with a stick or anything, isn't he?
Yeah, he's expecting to get belted.
Yep.
Laura first saw Joe at an auction.
Got him for $30, mainly because the owner just wanted him gone. Said at the smallholders, whatever he goes for, saves him a bullet.
It's a sad indictment on his lack of ability to train a dog. You know, he shouldn't be a stockman if he talks about his dogs like that.
Laura found out Joe had been put to work on bulls when he was just a pup.
I've taken him to work a few times, and if a big cattle beast will turn and look at him, that's it, he's out of there.
Not a good start, is it? That's and you can wreck a dog doing that, of course, and that's what he's done.
And I get the feeling he's been thrown around by them as well.
So he's been pushed on too early. He's probably been run over the top of and beaten up by a few bulls, and he knows that they're 20 times his size. And he ain't got a show to do anything about that.
Look, Joey.
Joe's had such a bad start, even the sheep frighten him now.
So is this normal that he won't show any real work on them at this stage?
This is him.
Yep. So
He just wants to get out of the situation.
Joe didn't want to look the sheep in the eye. As soon as they stare back at him and start stomping on the ground, he knows that's the precursor to getting beaten up.
Joe's fear goes completely against his breed. Being a sheepdog is in his DNA.
You got heading dogs. Heading dogs are the gathering dogs. They're the ones that use the eye. And the hunterways will come in behind and bark and drive. With Joe, what's happened is he's had some real bad frights in the early stages. He's also lost confidence in his handlers. Unfortunately, what inexperienced trainers do is they'll often use force and threat and punishment, and you just wreck a dog doing that, and that's what's happened to him. Most dogs can come back, but never say 100%. So we'll see what we can bring out in him and make a dog out of him, hey? Make a working dog out of him, hey? Yay. Shall we? Hey? Most shepherds would say that there's some dogs that you just give up on. The reality of it is you've done something wrong as a trainer.
Thank you for giving him a chance.
You bet. Hey.
Hi, Joey. I want to know that he's going to a good home. He's not doing what I need him to do. He's still a really cool dog. I think not just a great working dog, but he's going to be someone's mate.
And so Joe leaves life on the farm for now and heads off on his journey with Mark back to Auckland.
He's pretty mucked up. So to get him back is going to be a big job. Oh, there's Rosie.
Hi. Hi. Oh.
Let's go and sit over here.
Crazy.
We'll have a wee chat about him. First of all, he's not working sheep at all.
All right.
So the big sheepdog doesn't like sheep. So that's not a good start.
It'd be a shame to see him not be a sheepdog.
I know.
He certainly looks like your classic New Zealand heading dog.
So it's going to be a real, confidence game for him, I think. We need to build trust between you, him and I.
Somewhere is a little working dog.
Oh, there's a little working dog in there.
And we just need to find the little key to unlock that confidence. And then I'm sure you might show us that you know what to do. Right, so I'm going to have a come command.
Yep, they get him behind.
There's a little more to consider when training a sheepdog. They need a few more commands than the average family pet.
So the reason we use whistles with dogs is you've got much more long-distance communication when they're out working. You can use a whistle kilometres away for a dog. They've got very good powers of hearing, much better than ours.
The whistles are all very well, but there's no avoiding the inevitable.
I'd quite like to just walk up to them.
Joe needs to face his fears in the front paddock.
There you go. Going to show an interest?
Here, Joe. Here, Joe. Let the line go and see if you'll come round him.
But Joe's not leaving his safe place alongside the humans. In fact, he's decided it's far safer to get out of this paddock altogether.
Get in, Joe!
He's not showing any eye. He's not showing any gather. In fact, he was running the other way.
He's not super interested.
He's not interested at all.
No. It's just been knocked out of him.
Yeah. Some of them, when they've had it really beaten out of them, it doesn't come back. So, we're in between at the moment. It's 50-50.
Joe looks like the perfect little sheepdog, but those natural herding instincts have been stomped on. A tough start with a rough shepherd has left Joe scared of sheep. It's a big job, and Mark's realised they need some expert help.
We don't have the right conditions here to actually work them up to sheep at the moment. We've decided to send them up to an old mentor of mine, one of the great old sheepdog trialists, Alan Nisbet.
Mark's hoping some time on Alan's farm around the sheep with other working dogs will unlock the sheepdog in Joe.
There's a sheepdog in there. Alan will find it. We've got one here for you, Alan. This is Joe. He's a beautiful dog, but, boys, he had a tough life to start with.
Quite a nice-looking little fellow.
Yeah, nice-looking little fella. What's he going to do his little Alan trick?
I just like to handle him on the nose and just it's where their scent glands are and just see how he reacts to it.
What's
good dog, that's
that
good.
Reaction,
That's
Alan?
submissive.
That's what he likes.
Yeah.
So we're up here for a bit of magic, brother. That's why we'll come to you.
Hope we can find it. Well, I think what I might do, I'll let my older dog go and I'll use her as a backstop.
Yeah.
And I might let the hunter go just to excite things too, you know.
Yeah.
Come out of it, Maggie.
Maggie and Jane don't need to be told twice. They know what to do. Our little Joe, though, needs some coaxing.
Good boy, Joe.
And finally, it's all too much.
Here, Joe.
About what you'd expect.
Alan's starting to get a feel for what he's dealing with.
Good boy. That's good. Not gonna hurt you, eh? No, you'll be right.
Yeah.
Good as gold.
Alan is a legend, and I feel like Joe's with the right person in the right place with the right chance. You be good.
Hey.
You do top of the class. I want to hear fabulous things about you, Joe. He's at boarding school. So, we'll just have our fingers and paws crossed that Alan rings us with some really great news soon.
Back in Auckland, Mark's got a new project training an entirely different kind of beast.
Thanks for coming, team. Here's our octopus. We've got an exciting new opportunity to do a world first with an octopus. We think octopus are smart because they do some amazing things. They travel at 45 kilometres an hour. They can unscrew a jar and get something out of a jar. 600 million years of evolution have allowed this species to become nearly as intelligent as us. So the gag here is to teach an octopus to take a photograph.
Mark's designed a rig with a camera connected to a feeding tube.
Okay, we're into the tank.
The very first test will be whether Rambo the octopus can figure out how to get the food.
We've got a feeding tube so he can watch the food come down. Okay, so he's watching it going down, so you can see he's got his beaties on it. Here he goes. He's got the prey, so he's pulling it up. So what he does, he runs it up his tentacle. He secures it. Got it out. It's in his mouth. Yes, sir. He did it fantastically. He did it absolutely on cue. He did it 10 times faster than I thought he would do. The next stage for us is to refine the rig to stage 2, so he's going to push a button next time. From now on, I can create a puzzle for him to do whatever I want him to do, and he will love it.
Not quite, Mark. Rambo loves a puzzle, but she's still the one in charge.
Today, she beat up all my cameras. She broke them off. She ripped them up. She peeled the back off. She blew the batteries out, and she just went. So it's 5-3 to the octopus at the moment. As you can see, we've got a full steel jacket on the camera at the moment. One thing we've learnt is he's got immense strength.
Mark's not taking Rambo on again. Today, her mate Robbo tries out the new rig.
Okay, let's deliver the food down now.
Mark needs Robbo to pull the bait through the hole, which will activate the button.
That's what he's doing. He's smashing it up with his tentacle so he can get it through the hole. So he's actually smarter than us. Okay.
It's one more round to the octopus. But just as the team masters the rig design, Robbo's got some unexpected news.
She's had eggs.
He is a she, and she's having babies.
As soon as they lay the eggs, they go into what we call senescence, and over the next month, they die.
Now that Robbo's guarding her eggs, she won't engage with the camera. All hope hinges on Rambo.
So this morning, 7 sharp are here. This is us revealing for the first time that an octopus can take a photograph. Good girl, good girl. Go, yoo-hoo! There it is.
Good boy. Keep out. Keep out.
Little heading dog Joe has been with Alan for 3 weeks now.
Get over, Joe. Stand, Joe. Good boy, Joe.
I can see I'm going to owe you that bottle of whiskey.
That'd be nice.
And today, Mark and Rosie are back to find out if he's found a sheepdog hiding in there somewhere.
So how are you feeling with your long line work with him? He's looking good?
Yeah, he's responded quickly.
Yeah.
He's sort of got used to the stick and all that. He's not cringing now.
You were scared of that before, weren't you, buddy?
Well, the test's on. Let's go and see what you've done.
Joe looked good on the rope responding to his commands, but everyone knows the sheep will be the real test.
Come on, come on. Steady, Joe. Come on.
Straight away, Joe looks like a different dog.
The most important thing was he was balancing off Alan. That really tells me that he's working himself. The interesting thing for me, Alan, is it's clearly the old shepherd that mucked him up. It's coming from the shepherd that he's scared. It's not the sheep.
He's improving every day. Yeah, he's just coming ahead every day.
Yeah. I know Alan's fantastic, but I thought Joe was an incredibly hard case. Yeah, take my hat off to Alan.
Keep out.
But the old Joe is still in there.
Here, Joe. Here, Joey. He's just switching off a little bit.
He's having those moments where he drops and you can see that he's suddenly a little fearful. He looks like he's like lying there going, I'm doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I'm lying here. I'm not doing anything wrong.
You're right. Yeah, I'd just make haste slowly with him. I wouldn't try and push him, that's all, you know. You might have to push him with some things, but just encourage him all the way, you know.
I think now just some very careful work over the next month or two will actually bring him into a real working dog. Goodbye, Joe.
I think when we get him home and we get going again with him, it'll give us an idea of maybe the best place for Joe to have a new home and a new career. Out, Joe.
Little heading dog Joe is starting to show signs of doing what he's bred for.
Good. We get food treats sometimes.
Alan wouldn't be giving him any food rewards.
After some time away at boarding school, he's looking more and more like a sheepdog.
It's taken quite a while for Alan and Rosie to actually get him accepting of being commanded and told what to do, because he was so inhibited.
See the stick? Go back, Joe. So literally your stick is an extension of your arm. So if I'm saying keep out, the stick is following him.
Well, he's not overreacting to the stick, which is good.
Good.
How's it going on the sheep, Rose?
Well, I think he's showing a lot more interest.
Up at Alan's, Joe had other dogs around him for backup.
So this is his first day without other dogs in the situation, which were his primary driver to get his work back. We're not expecting a lot from him today. It's still early days, but what we do need him to be doing is working and doing it naturally.
Good boy. Walk up.
The good news is he's onto it.
Mayhem at the moment.
He was too onto it.
Joe's so enthusiastic, he's pushed the sheep up against the fence and can't get round them.
All I've done is praise and encourage him that he does like sheep herding. Is that a different dog? I may have done a little too much of that where he's really keen and he's a bit too keen when we got out there on fresh sheep. Walk up. Walk up, Joe. Walk up.
Come out. Come behind. Good boy. Good boy. Come behind. Good boy. Good boy. Sit down, Joe.
Once Mark could get them off the fence, Joe started doing the right thing, doing the pendulum with Mark, where he'd go that way, Joe'd go that way.
Good boy, Joe.
That was awesome.
That was good, eh?
Yeah. Get it here, Joe. Here, Joe.
Now we can't get him off.
I know. But isn't that what we want?
That's what we want.
Isn't it?
He's got to keep that really light on his work. You can't be too much pressure, eh?
No.
At any stage. So he's going to need a really gentle handler.
What's that music?
Oh, you mean the...
Is that it?
Mark and Rosie are setting up their own sheepdog trial today. Herding the sheep into the pen is the ultimate test for the working dog.
Good boy. Sit down, Joe. Sit down. Sit down. Good boy. Good, good. Good boy. What I'm trying to do is get his natural work happening, you know, so he's going balancing off me, working left and right, but then he's also listening to my pulling whistles. So I'm putting a left on him and he's going left, and I'm putting a right on him, he's going right.
When the sheep are on the move, Joe's in his element.
Sticking up against that corner there. Good boy.
But when the sheep get a bit stubborn, he doesn't have the skills to push them on.
At the moment, Joe's not confident enough to actually go in and give them a little nip. It will happen that he will get more confident and be able to unstick sticky sheep. Do you want Kobe now?
Yeah, go and grab Kobe and let's give him a bit of a
give him
nudge
a little
along.
voice. Come on, good boy. That's why we tried to use Kobe with the big bark to help Joe get the sheep unstuck.
Here, Joe. Here, Joe. Good boy.
Okay. Good boy, Joey.
Hey, good boy, Jojo. He penned those sheep today, so I was stoked about that.
He is a heading dog, but it had been, I think, beaten out of him. So, yeah, he's just back to what he's bred for.
It's not quite a trials win, but it was a win.
Now our mission is to find the perfect balance of a home for Joe.
Good boy. Hey.
Small block, loving home with some work. Okay, anybody out there?
Hey, guys.
Hi.
How are you? Good to see you. How you think, Gavin?
Yeah, good.
Hey.
Gavin and Carrie are just those people.
He's here. He's there.
Hello.
Who's that, Joe?
Jesse, look at
They live on 30 acres with some cows and a few sheep.
I think Gavin and Carrie are the perfect owners for Joe. He's one of these dogs that absolutely needs lots of love and attention. He's had a tough start and he wouldn't go into the conventional hard farmer kind of environment, unfortunately. Get his smile.
Smile.
He's adorable. He's very loving. He loves Gavin, which really pleases me because he's going to be spending a lot of time with Gavin.
Every day we're out, walking around and stuff, even if it's just checking animals to make sure they're fine. We want a dog that's going to be, he's a member of the family, so that's kind of what we're looking for, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Plus, and of course, the added value is that he's going to be help work on the block, which is really cool.
I'm going to miss you. See you, sweetie. Hey, we'll come out and check you out. Yes, we will. We'll make sure everything's good.
You have a beautiful life. You're a lucky boy. Yes, you are. Very lucky. There's tears seeing him go, definitely. There's going to be some sad faces tonight.
See ya. Thanks. See ya.
But we've done our job, and another dog leaves for a happy home and a transformation from hopeless to full of hope. And I like the fact we can still keep doing that so we can save more dogs and keep going. So each one's special, but it means there's room for another one to come in now. Every time one goes, one more in. So, yay, Joe.
It's not too long before Mark pops out to see how Joe's settling into the good life.
Boy. Oh, yeah. How you been? Hey.
G'day, mate.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
How you been? Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Boy, hey, you're a house dog now.
He's part of the furniture almost.
Stealing the rest of the dog's food, I can see. And has he been out on the farm? Is he...
Yeah, well, it's just second playground, really.
Joe's definitely got a good thing going here with his new mates.
Welcome to the dog hotel. This is where the dogs live.
This looks like a tough life in here.
Yeah, so
hey, where's the beer fridge? Oh, here it is.
Just behind you, actually. This is where they live during the day with the sun.
Oh, he can look out on his own sheep too.
Yeah.
And so he's got his... Hey, this is at paradise for a working dog, isn't it? Hey,
Pretty
paradise.
good, all I need to be good enough now is better sit here and work him from here.
Yeah,
mate.
that's right. You need to get your whistles right.
Yeah, Joe. It kind of rounds out the place, you know, like it's kind of like the jigsaw slowly getting complete. It's kind of bizarre, really, isn't it? But
That's a good way to put it, actually.
Yeah.
I feel strongly about animal welfare, and I feel like I'm, you know, playing my part in taking care of some animals. So I'm pleased that Joe's part of our family.
What do you think, Joe?
He's a dog that's come from out of a tough time, and now he's got it all from his point of view, and from our point of view. So we're wrapped.
To find out more about adopting your own pound pup, go to tvnz.co.nz/Purina Pound Pups for more details.